Glad to have you back in today's video. This is the fourth video in idea generation under our entrepreneurship series. So remember, my name still remains Dr. Neye Onyabo, and I'm glad you're on my channel today. So today I'm going to be taking you on another point on how to generate your own idea. So I'm going to share an experience with you. One of my students once asked me this question. It was like, man, how do you get ideas? It's like it just flows from. I said, anyway, it comes from within. I said, how does it come? How can I also have my own idea? How can I generate my own idea? And then I asked him to close his eyes. Yes, that was the true story. I asked him to close his eyes and then think. I asked him before he closed his eyes, I asked him where he stays, where his parents stays. He told me, and I said, okay, close your eyes. Now I wanted to get to where you stay with your parents. Just see yourself going back home, even though you're in my office. And then he did, and eventually I said, are you already in that state now? He said yes, that he is in the state and the town as well. I said, okay, just still keep your eyes closed. I said, now can you think of something in that place that it's not working out well, that you feel it works better where we are at the moment? And then he started thinking. His mind was moving around the town where he resides with the parents. And then he said yes, that he could find some things that are not working out well in that town, and those things are here. And I said, can you also think about taking those things that are here to that town? He said yes, that he can. I said, okay, the things that you think you can take from here to that place, can you think of producing those things? Do you think you can produce those things? He thought again in his mind and he said yes, that he can produce those things. I said, fine. Oh yeah, come back. Open your eyes. You're now in my office. So he came back to my office. I said, fine. What did you find out? That you think it's not in the place. And he told me they stay in so states. That so thing, it's not there. But here it's everywhere. And basically he said they don't have good water where he stays. And a lot of people in that area have some skin infections. So he said, fine. He's going to think about having some antiseptics, trying to make some antiseptics and then taking it to the place. I said, fine, that's good, but that's not enough. That's not enough for you to think it's a good business idea. You need to get into market research. You need to meet these persons, either the shop owners or the individuals, depending on the people you're selling to, and find out what they actually want. Find out the cost of your production. Would they be willing to buy at that amount? And how will you educate the populace of that place the need for antiseptic and all the rest of them? So it's not just finding of something. And that thing he did is what we call daydreaming. So today I'm going to be telling you how to find a business idea using daydreaming. Now, when it comes to daydreaming, it's simply taking yourself out of your present environment and then taking yourself to wherever your mind is and finding out either problems and solutions as well, depending on what you would want to daydream about. For most persons, they daydream on things that have happened to them in the past, things that they enjoyed, so that they could reminiscence and have a good time. So, but then daydreaming is a good thing to do when it comes to finding a business idea. So the first thing I want to tell you to do before you get into daydreaming proper is to walk around. Find time and walk around your community. Just intentionally go about. It could be around the motor park, it could be around the street. Intentionally walk around and try to find out one or two challenges or problems that people are complaining about. You know, what actually makes an entrepreneur great and outstanding is the fact that he or she tries to provide the needs of the people, whereas other people are complaining about the problem. So now when you go around the community, your community could be academic community, it could be religious one, it could be a web community, even it could be a physical community. Whatever community you think you belong to, Then when you're done walking around, were you able to notice some things? Yes or no? No problem. Just come back. Now, are you now ready to daydream? Now, as you daydream in a quiet atmosphere, could you just think about that your community? In your mind now, remember the first time you went physically. This time around, you're going to move out in your mind. So, could you just move out around the community as well in your mind and find out, are there some challenges in the community? Maybe you observe those things when you walked around. Now, as your mind is thinking about your movement, you will definitely find out that there could be some challenges in the community, there could be some needs in the community. Now, are they solvable? Those needs, are they solvable? If you think they are solvable, or if the truth of the matter is that there is no problem that doesn't have solution except death. Yeah. So now, if they are solvable to you, but then what is solvable to me may not be solvable to you, depending on the skills and abilities that you have. So are they solvable? Now, do I have the skill or ability to solve them? If yes, good, bravo, proceed. Now, if no, just stop, and consider if there is anyone that has the skill around you, or someone that you know that has the skill that can solve that particular problem. Now, if the answer is still no, then I want to recommend that you go into proper learning. You need to learn about that particular thing. You need to subject yourself to training and then groom yourself in that direction. Now, if at the end of the day you think you are still not doing good, like I would do very badly if you ask me to learn how to make clothes. I can draw the design, but I may not be able to sew even when I go for the training. It's so difficult for me. So when you've gone into learning that particular thing, and you're still having no on your fingers, no in your head, no around you over that particular thing, I think you need to give it a break. It's not just for you. Okay, now, but if you have some aspect of that thing, and then you have someone else that has another aspect, you can decide to come together and partner. Also, you need to ask yourself, those things that they need in my environment, can I access them from another place? Now, if you can access them from another place and be able to bring it to where it is needed, like trade, then it's also a plus. So you need to know if those things that you're thinking of, whether it's real, that your idea, if it's real, if it's realizable, and then if a possible business could be achieved around it. And if that's the case, then wow, you have a good business idea. So now I'm going to get thoroughly into this very thing. When you're done with this daydreaming, please don't just go and shout and say, yes, I have a wonderful idea. It's still not wonderful until you've done this next thing I'm going to share with you. Now, this is another story I want to share with you. And from her story, you're going to learn what next to do in order to ascertain that you now have a good idea. Miriam, it's someone else that have gone through these things I've talked about in daydreaming. And said, so she decided to now get into her community. Remember, you have to go to your community the first time, the second time you have to daydream, and then the third time you need to get back to your community. So Miriam is trying to think of business ideas. She collects information about the business operating in the town where she lives so that she can get ideas to start her own business. Miriam likes cooking, but that's not enough. She was working part-time in a bakery when she was in the college. Now she's also interested in home decoration, fashion. Miriam also likes different people, meeting with people. She's this kind of person that is always enthusiastic meeting people. So now she prefers to open up a service company or a bakery company preferably a service company where people will have to like patronize her food, the things she has baked, and related stuffs, and also have a kind of decoration in the fashion house. But that's not enough. Even though Miriam has a kind of skill in all those things, it's still not enough to have a business. And that's why I always tell people that you have a skill doesn't translate into business. You could have a very good skill, but if you don't have business acumen, man, you're not going to make anything out of your skill. Other people will use your skill and make their money. So now Miriam decided to move further. So Miriam now decided that she's going to do some things. The first one is that she visited the local shopping mall where there are a lot of high-end restaurants, garment stores, and household goods. Now, as she's trying to like find out what they have, she's also asking of the price of those things. And then she walks around local markets where people often go to shop for furniture, garments, appliances, and all the rest of them. She also talks to local business owners and associations, the kind of business they do and how they operate. Now, Miriam, with her skill, how to divide her skill into three. Remember, I told us that Miriam likes cooking, so that's one cooking related businesses around that she saw. She wrote them out. The next one, I told us that Miriam has this interior decor abilities. So she also had to write out the opportunities that she saw, decor related opportunities she saw out there. And then because she's also a fashionista, she also wrote out some fashion things that she saw out there that could be a need, okay, like clothing shops for children, maternity shops and stuff like that. So Miriam had to write out those things. Remember, she had skills. Skills wasn't enough. She needed to find business ideas around her skills, and not just around her skills, also around the need of the people. So when she was done doing that, she went further to ask herself, majority of the local, they don't have a lot of money, and there are kind of shops that they like patronizing, not every kind of shop. So Miriam took that. She took note of that. She also noticed that a lot of people here are into cultivation. It's more like a village setting. They are into cultivation of crops. And then she took note of that. And there weren't a lot of processed goods. Now, after she was done doing that, she now went back to where she divided her abilities. She said, okay, it's obvious that this one is lacking in the community. She now had to write out those things that are lacking in the community, and then she now streamlined them to find out the ones she can easily do did in order to create her business. I'm going to show you what Miriam had at the end of the day. Now she now has cooking related, home decor, and fashion related. So let's look at what she has. The first one under cooking related, she has fresh meal shop for babies. She couldn't find fresh meal shops for babies. And then cooking class for visitors. There was no cooking class for visitors. Catering services providing inexpensive lunch boxes for offices wasn't there. And then shops for teenagers offering soft drinks, bubble teas, and milkshakes, fresh fruits, drinks, and all the rest of them wasn't there as well. And then under the home decor, she noticed that there weren't art frames and shelves made for that, for putting art frames. She also noticed that convenient home storage products wasn't there. She noticed that homemade decor items from recycled materials wasn't there. And then, for her to get into that, that's for manufacturers. So she now spelled out all these things. She noticed that they didn't have a home decor picture gallery for cafes. So now, having done that, she now went into the fashion area. She noticed that tailor making and selling fashionable clothing, second-hand clothes shop was everywhere, but first-hand wasn't so much. And then handmade home decoration made from recycling clothes wasn't also there. So having streamlined these things, she needed to find out what she could do. Now, Miriam also searched on the internet and read a lot of business publications to help her get to her business focus. Now, let's get back to you. Think about that idea you said you have. Do you think you've done half of what Miriam did? If you've not done that, please don't get into that business yet. You need to do a good work on daydreaming. And when you are done daydreaming, you need to get out there and really ascertain that what you have daydreamed about is actually the reality on ground. And when you have chosen all those things, what you daydreamed, what your skill and ability is, then what the customer needs are, the problems in the society, and the solution you can provide for it, then you are out with a very good business idea. So I'm going to give you this exercise. Here is the exercise. I want you to first of all get into the society, walk around, take a walk around. Second one, begin to daydream and spell out the things you've daydreamed about, the problems and the solution. The third one, get into the community, find out for yourself, do some market research and find out if that is actually what they need. And then if you can streamline them down, depending on the abilities you have and then the customer needs, like the boss I'm showing you, then you are in for a good business idea. That's all we have for you today. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed our video. If you did, don't hesitate to subscribe and to like our video. And then in the next video, we're still going to tell you the next thing you need to know about and to do in generating your own business idea. That's all we have for you today. Thank you and have a nice day.